Welcome back. In the previous lectures, we discussed about test execution, which is an important and longest phase in testing life cycle. In test execution, testers will perform different types of testing. An important entry criteria which has to be satisfied before starting this test execution phase is the test case document. The availability of test case document. Before starting the execution, the testers should have the test case document in hand. So what is so important in this test case document? What is it all about? Test case document is a set of instruction guide. It has step-by-step instructions on how to validate a particular requirement or functionality. In test case document, the testers will jot down all the possible positive and negative testing combinations. How a product should behave when the criteria are met and how a product should not behave when either of the criteria are not met. This will be defined in detail with step-by-step instruction to execute that particular functionality. This test case document not only contains the step but also it will say what is required to start executing this particular module. What is the prerequisite or precondition which has to be satisfied? That will also be mentioned in this test case document. Let me give you an easy example. Statement generation. Statement generation for an active account. So you know, right, whenever you get a statement from the bank, that statement will have all set of transactions performed by you for that particular period. When you don't have transactions, you generally will not receive statement from the bank. So when statement generation functionality is tested, your first test case will be testing statement generation for an active account with transactions. So select an active account will be your first step. Check whether transactions are there in that account will be your second step. Then click on generate statement and check whether the statement is being generated. The statement should get generated will be your expected result. On the negative testing, what will you do is verify statement generation for a new account. In this case, what will you do is you will create a new account and you will click on the statement generation button and you will check whether the statement is being generated or not. In this case, your expected result should be the statement should not get generated because as I told you, statement will be generated only if there is a transactions or if there is some information in it, either your points accrual or your cashback information. If you have something to say to the customer, then only the bank will generate the statement. For a new account, there is nothing that has to be said to the customer or informed to the customer immediately. So your statement will not be generated. This is a kind of negative testing which has all the steps and this will be described in detail in the test case document. This is called as negative test case. The first one is called as positive test case. So the first one will say how the application should behave. The second one will say if the condition is not met properly, how the application should behave. So in the next lecture, we are going to learn how to write the test case document or how to prepare this test case document. Thank you and stay tuned.